Hello, everybody. Yay, we are here, day 12, and today I am excited to teach this. One of the things that, like I said, I enjoy teaching is emotional intelligence because so many of us grew up not even knowing what emotions were because we were taught to not feel. And so, because of that, we don't understand what this does to us, not only mentally and emotionally, but physically. And so, the next few days, I'm spending a lot of time like really digging into certain emotions and how they're stored within our body and how we hold on to things that we don't even realize that we're holding on to, and how many trapped emotions and in what areas of our bodies that these emotions are stored. And again, like I said, so often we don't even know it. I mean, we can be completely oblivious to all of this blocked energy of emotions that we're holding on to. And it's the repressed energy is responsible for countless of ailments and chronic health conditions that cause us an extreme amount of suffering. And it's the fact that your body doesn't forget things, and your body is the most honest and obvious way to access these trapped feelings and emotions. Like, no matter how much you try to ignore, think intelligently, or suppress how you feel, your body knows the truth. Like, your body is not going to lie to you. And so, like, if you're struggling with any chronic tension in your body, like in your neck, your shoulders, your backs, your thighs, your legs, I mean, any area of your body, what we're going to be going through the next few days will definitely help you tap into some of this pain. And to be quite honest, that was one of the main reasons I started tapping into holistic healing, is because my body was breaking down and I didn't understand why. Like, it started in my back, and and it was just, then it went to my neck, and then it went to my leg, and then my shoulder and my fingers. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, there is something triggering this. And so I was on so many bottles of medicine, and then when I finally had my major break and the medication, I wasn't getting the same medication anymore when I left. Like, it made me have to deal with all the stuff that was coming up. And then I started studying emotions, and I started studying how it affects our body. And then what I realized is most of the problem that I was having within my body was just my body screaming at me saying, hey, we have nowhere to go. And since you won't feel us emotionally, we're going to force you to feel us in pain, because apparently nothing else we're doing is getting your attention. So we're going to get it this way. And that is like a really big thing of like what I work with a lot of people that do suffer from chronic pain, especially like fibromyalgia and MS and certain body pains, because you have so much trapped within your body that you don't even realize. And it just really holds in and starts creating that. And some of the causes for chronic pain is, you know, first is just social conditioning. I mean, think about it. Like, how often does our life start where early in childhood, it's reinforced in the rest of our life by our parents, our friends, our teachers, our family members, society at a large. Like that, a lot of the muscle tension that we develop is a result of unspoken social beliefs that we're taught to adopt, that we're told that this is what's acceptable and this is what likable. Like, how many of us heard that only babies cry and not to be a baby? Or how many of us were taught that expressing anger is a bad thing, as we were punished as children for expressing it? So, isn't that conditioning that is strengthening us throughout childhood? Like, particularly workplaces where expressing anger is seen as unprofessional and potentially dangerous to our job security? Yeah, think about that. And then think about particular jobs that you may choose. Like, I think about a lot of our military where they're taught not to feel emotions, because feeling emotions and being vulnerable could get you killed and get everyone in your platoon killed. So you're taught not to have emotions, to just repress them, ignore them, not to feel. But then you wonder why there's so many divorce in military individuals, or wonder why the PTSD is so traumatic in military, why there's so many individuals that become alcoholics or drug addicts that have been in the military, because they were taught not to express, not to feel, not to be. But then we as society expect them to be just like us. But they were taught not to be like that. Most people go in at 18. You're still a child. You're still learning. And this is what they're being taught. So the next cause of muscle tension is just traumatic experiences. I mean, they can range from anywhere from being spanked as a child to all the way to extreme violence that was deliberately inflicted. It could be rape, physical assault, accidental. Like, when these traumatic experiences aren't consciously dealt with, they can result in chronic fear, chronic stress, occurrences of PTSD, chronic anxiety, anger, grief. And these get stored within the body, often body resulting in muscle tension, which contributes to numerous other illnesses like such as fibromyalgia, digestive disorders, mental illness, like even cancer. Okay, the third cause of muscle tension is psychological tension. And oftentimes we can get this psychological tension in a form of anxiety and frustration and sadness or anger that we develop as a result of our perceptions. For example, like, we may develop deep psychological tensions as a result of our thoughts regarding something that our coworkers may have said, or what they thought, or what if we're caught in traffic? Like, this shouldn't happen. Like, our automatic tendency to attach to these thoughts and take them seriously is truly what causes us psychological tension. Like, we take on things that are negative and fearful and fault finding. And the more tension we tend to store in our muscles comes from this, right? And so the last thing that I want to talk about like various emotions and various other muscle tensions, is just environmental stressors and habits. I mean, we have to own that too. Like, I sit at my desk a lot, but I make sure I set times when I get up and I walk around and I move around, and I do some bioenergetic shaking or something like that just to get my body flowing. Because I don't want that for my muscles to just keep sitting here in the physical pain and just continue to push out tension through my body. Poor posture, lack of sleep, drug use, unhealthy eating. Yes, unhealthy eating affects us. Like, yes, environmental pollutions tend to increase, like, and develop us for more chronic muscle detention. So, if you suffer from any of the next few things, then make sure you tune in the next few days, because we're really going to dig in about this chronic muscle tension and some of the things that can actually come from our emotional and mental blockages can be like mood disorders. Like if you're suffering from anxiety, depression, you're always sad, like that can come from trapped emotions, joint pain. Um, this also increases the risk of injury. Menstrual problems, insomnia, skin problems such as like acne and psoriasis, asthma and hay fever, headaches, migraines. Oh, yeah, I used to keep migraines, palpitations, chest pain, nausea, fibromyalgia, IBS, like any GI issues, diarrhea, bloating, constipation, if you have a lot of cysts, like hypertension and high blood pressure, sexual dysfunction, increased tendency toward addictive behavior. I mean, there's so many other ones, but I wanted to give you those so you could at least have an idea of how our mind can deeply impact our life. So tomorrow we're actually going to dig deep into like what causes certain things in the body. How does that really, really affect you? So, yeah, I'm so excited for this section because it's very much of an eye opener for individuals to just realize like the that our childhood and the things that we've been conditioned to do in our life has like really impacts us emotionally. So I will see all you guys tomorrow.